let us just recap a little bit this function y equal to 1 minus 1 over x, which is the same as y equal to minus 1 over x. So our k value is equal to minus 1, which is less than 0. So that means that our hyperbola lies in the second and the fourth quadrant. So what is on this page is what you must know by heart. So it's the 1 over x that is just reflected about either the x-axis or the y-axis. And the only difference is at the vertices, where the 1 over x will cut the y equal to x line of symmetry. The y equal to minus 1 over x will cut the y equal to minus x. And the vertices will be, if x is positive, y will be negative, and if x is negative, y will be positive. So let us look at the red graph. So first of all, again the k, and we can write it as y equal to minus 1 over x minus 1. And again, that cannot be 0, and that cannot be 0. So our domain is everything except 0. And our range, since this part, the first part there, cannot be 0, because the numerator, that numerator cannot be 0. So we can never have 0 there, so our final result cannot be equal to minus 1. So our vertical asymptote is x equal to 0, and our horizontal asymptote is y equal to minus 1. So let us look at the lines of symmetry. Exactly the same as before, x and minus x, but now we must add that minus 1. Minus 1 for that, minus 1 for that. So the line y equal to x shifts 1 unit down, and the line y equal to minus x also shifts 1 unit down. So the red graph is the green graph shifted 1 unit down. That's all there is to it. So let us check it, whether it looks like it on the graph. So let us look at the graph. This is my line y equal to x. This is my line y equal to minus x, my lines of symmetry. And this is my graph y equal to minus 1 over x, and the other part of it y equal to minus 1 over x. We see that from A to C is 1 unit down. From this graph, from x minus x to that one is 1 unit down. And from here to there is 1 unit down, and from there to there is 1 unit down. So everything has shifted 1 unit down. This is now my line y equal to x minus 1, so we've shifted 1 unit down. And this is my line y equal to minus x minus 1, 1 unit down. And this is my graph y equal to minus 1 over x minus 1, and y equal to minus 1 over x minus 1. So everything just shifted 1 unit down. So let us just see algebraically that our x-intercept is actually minus 1 as shown in the graph. My x-intercept happens where y is equal to 0, so we must take y equal to minus 1 over x minus 1. Therefore we have 0 is equal to minus 1 over x minus 1. So we can multiply by x because x is not 0, so then we get 0 is equal to minus 1 minus x, so x is equal to minus 1. And that is indeed what we got. When we drew the graph, we saw that we have the x equal to minus 1 for the x-intercept. Then the y-intercept, no y-intercept, because x is unequal to 0. And you can only get a y-intercept when x is equal to 0. In conclusion, if p is 0, k is negative, remember that minus 1, you can put it on top of the x. K is negative and q is negative, then our hyperbola shifts vertically q units down, the same direction as the sign of q. The horizontal asymptote as well as the two axes of symmetry shift with the graph. We did not say anything about the horizontal asymptote. Let me just show you here. This line here is the line y equal to -1, which is my horizontal asymptote.